Hello, flower friends. On this week's episode, I've had chats with lots of florists lately, and I think 'tis the season always going into Mother's Day, a holiday. It's a season when, things are changing and shifting, and wedding season is coming up. And there's always this feeling of, I'm never doing enough. And then there's also a feeling, because I feel this too, especially like right now, I've really been thinking, where should I be spending my time for the maximum amount of impact? I just had the floral culture wedding rockstar workshop. I have a wedding this weekend. This is the first time, you guys, I'm actually not going to be here and someone's delivering one of my weddings. And so I just like all this stuff is going on. Today, I brought Bella to violin lessons. There's this carpet that I really, really wanted. And of course, it's going out of stock. And then Menards had it, and we went and loaded up the trailer, and like just all these things. All these things are going. And this is while I met with a client today. And I've met with several clients recently, like just all these things going on. And so I'm in the midst of working on something really big for the full coaching brand. I'm working on putting the initial details together for the floral rockstar retreat that is going to be on my farm, on my new farm in August 17th through the 19th. And I keep throwing that date out because it holds me accountable to go and do like all the things that I need to do to put this workshop together. And so like I also am working on like updating, doing stuff with the silk flowers, just like there's so many things. I need to update my contract again with what I learned at the Minnesota Floral Collective workshop. I have proposal revisions. I have to invoice the church for the Easter flowers that I brought over and just like a whole lot of things. But I want to talk more about the logic of where to spend your time because I have an ever like kind of endless to do list. And, sometimes like people just start shutting down and then they don't do anything because not accomplishing their to-do list makes you feel like shit. And so you just choose to do nothing because it feels weird that you do some things and you still feel like shit. So why not do nothing if you're going to feel like shit anyways? And that is a real thing. And I want you to know that just because the ideal version of what you would like to be accomplishing isn't happening doesn't mean that you aren't crushing it. Doesn't mean that you aren't accomplishing things and moving towards your goals. Just because it isn't the exact carbon copy of what you want it to look like doesn't mean it isn't success. And that is a really hard concept to wrap your head around because we live in this achiever society that you also need to be fucking perfect while you're doing it because there's Instagram and all of these places for you to put the most perfect version of you outside. Like, frankly, you guys, I am not perfect. I try my hardest every day. But the last couple days, my back has been hurting. I pushed it too hard at CrossFit. And it's made me just go like, I need to rest. My body needs to recuperate. I had personal training today, and it was the first time I'd gone to CrossFit in like 5 days because I literally just said rest. Like my back hurts. I want to snuggle my children. I want to get some things started around the house. Like I want to also have you guys really feel in your heart that sometimes rest is doing what you need to do. And that seems like just a really odd concept again because of this society we live in. And, we go on Instagram and like literally in 30 seconds of me going on Instagram before I came out here, I saw a florist that had done a styled shoot, open house, and it was, you guys, like very, very similar theme, everything. So it's just like, okay, should I go and be butthurt that like I put this amazing concept and all this shit together and somebody kind of runs with it? Should like I be, and absolutely not, because that could maybe have no correlation. Probably doesn't. It's probably just what your mind wants to like put together in this story of, like somebody's copying you or somebody's, doing whatever. Like if it's at the same venue, it's at the same, so many things that we start to tell ourselves that aren't true because we're looking for validation. We're looking for, maybe we're angry, maybe we feel disappointed, maybe we feel like we're a failure. There's all of this like domino effects of maybes. Then I saw another florist, like, in the most adorable cowboy hat doing a photo shoot, and, like, it just made me think of, like, "Oh my god, like, should I be doing a photo shoot on the new farm with a cowboy hat that I don't own?" All of these things. I don't have cowgirl boots. Like, should I have these things? Like, who cares? Who cares? You know what I care about? I care about, like, making sure we're moving along to get out of this house and into our new house. I'm making sure, like, my top priority is making sure my children are taken care of. My children are getting what they need. And like today, Bella got in the car, meltdown. Okay, like, what are we having a meltdown again? Like, that's the most important thing. Then, how do you prioritize everything else? How do you prioritize, like, making sure that everything keeps slowly moving forward? And that's kind of my motto. Like, I am chipping away at all of my goals that I'm working on and all of the things that are important to me. I'm slowly chipping away. This is not an Indy 500. This is not like balls to the wall. We need to get all this stuff done. And I feel like in the society that we live in, like that's the expectation. But my success is due to me being consistent and chipping away. So, how do you chip away? Like, how do you choose what to chip away at? And the first thing is, for one, you need to know what you're chipping. And I've talked about how I use Trello on the podcast before. Trello is a project management software that helps you, and you can have up to 10 boards for free. Like if you guys are looking for doing a big project, or let's just say you have your biggest event ever, break that shit down into a Trello board. You can make a like working on, idea dump, completed. Like you can break this down, and it's very satisfying to me to drag one box to the next when I'm chipping away at it. That's my literal like little wood chips is me being able to take one of the cards over to one of these sections on the board that's an updated and progressed status. Like that is, I'm winning. I'm getting things done. I'm moving things along. And that's important. Like you need to mentally feel like you are getting somewhere when you are basically feeling defeated because like nothing looks like it's being accomplished. I've done podcast episodes on just reflecting on that. I know sometimes even if my body isn't feeling 100%, I easily go to the mental place of like, everything is a shit storm. Everything is a clusterfuck. Like, the studio is a disaster, and there's old flowers that I don't know why they're not cleaned up in the cooler when I had people here helping me, and maybe I didn't communicate that those flowers also need to go, and, like, then all of these mentals like, "Holy shit, that plant is dead over there." Like, it's sad to look at, and I need like, okay, so who's not watering the plants? Elaine. You guys have heard about Elaine, but sometimes, like, she might not know, like, she might have missed it. So we need to make sure the plants are dead. I see another dead plant. Like, uh, Jesus, that makes me feel like I'm not winning. So then in those moments, I have to step back and go, okay, what did I accomplish? I got carpet today. That's awesome. I got shit out of the storage unit. I returned stuff to the main floral storage unit because I'm not going to bring my silk flowers down to the farm until I know that there are not mice there because farms have mice and I don't want them eating my expensive silk flowers. And I got Bella to violin class. I got Bella to therapy. You know, eh, I cuddled Bodhi because he was not feeling good and had a cold, and that cold gave him pink eye. Super awesome. I did the most epic Easter egg baskets, and I totally manifested like the Easter bunny, and the kids had no clue that the Easter bunny had come, and all of a sudden looked outside and saw all these magical eggs that I fucking stuffed. They we moved a bunch of stuff down to the farm. I found the most amazing person to help and do all these painting and cleaning up the yard and converting the garden beds. And I went to Tractor Supply and got all of us stuff for the chickens, the baby chicks that we're getting on the 15th of next month. And I ordered the baby chicks and I booked 2 weddings. And I've worked on a new website and I've rushed a bunch of things on there. I have had a bunch of consultations. I've done proposals, like all of these things. So, like, when I'm starting to go, holy crap, I didn't go to CrossFit for 4 days, like, I didn't just waste that time. I still did things. And even if I didn't do things to make me feel accomplished, I can sit back and go, you know what? Rest was required. I rested more. I have rested more in the last 4 days than I normally do because my body hasn't been feeling good. And I went to the doctor today to even discuss it. I went to the neurologist. I was like, my neck and back, I've been in 2 car accidents. I don't know if I've shared that. And it's just not feeling. And yes, I am 45. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old and I've been in car accidents, but like, I don't want to feel this way. So what can we do to make it better? And where he ordered me to he's like, "Why don't you already maxed your deductible out like you mentioned, so why don't you just get an MRI and let's see if something has changed?" Because I haven't got one since 2004, which I also thought was really interesting because that seems crazy. And so, like, I'm just chipping away. Like, I might figure out something's wrong with my back. I might figure out maybe I need to not push myself with weight. Maybe I need to just work on mobility and gain some mobility in my back. Like today for personal training, all we did is work on stretching and really kind of strengthening my mobility because that's where I think I fell short. I went into a bad position and I lifted something probably heavier than I should have with bad positioning. And it's all figure outable, but like, how do I choose what shiny object or what chip am I going to chip away today? So, my rule of thumb is obviously my children and my husband, those I like whatever that is, it's first. Well, I mean, realistically, I'm first because if I am running on an empty cup, everybody. So, if I'm not sleeping, if I'm not getting to take my bath, if I'm not getting to, periodically like go to a massage, go take care of myself, go to CrossFit. Like, if that is falling apart, then a lot of other stuff is going to fall apart because I'm falling apart. And so, if you are especially a mom, and you're taking care of everybody first, there's a reason why not much else is getting done because your battery is empty and you need to fill your battery. And I've talked about this repeatedly on the podcast that when I started prioritizing not putting everybody else first, that's when my business started to grow. And my business grew again this year, you guys, from year to year. So, like, you need to take care of yourself if you want your business to grow. You need to have a partner that gets that. You need to have a family that understands that. And if you don't, you need to take steps to get that support because without that, when your cup is empty, it's just not, it's going to be so hard. You're going to be spinning your wheels. So then the next thing that I pick is obviously children, husband, making sure that their needs are being met while making sure that my needs are being met. And sometimes, especially when things get bumpy, like Bodhi being sick the last 2 days, that, obviously puts a ripple and, you're just not able to do everything. But I got some serious snuggle time on the couch while I was working on my website and while I was working on emails, putting together some ideas and concepts. So, like, I know a lot of women I coach, it seems hard to do both because they feel like they're not being present if they're on their computer. And I would much rather me be snuggling with my kid and getting some work done if that work feels heavy and I feel like it's needed than me feeling like shit the whole time I was snuggling. If that's you and you're like, it's all or nothing and there's no gray area for you to be a working mom because that's what you are. If you are owning a business, you are working as a mom. And especially if you're working a day job, like that's adding an extra layer because you are dispersing that time even more. So the cuddles and the computer sometimes have to go together. And I know inevitably, like I'm still asking them questions. I'm not just like ignoring them while I'm on my computer. And I'll set it down when I'm like, if we get talking about something, but like, I feel like I'm getting some work done. And that is important to me because I want to make sure that I am moving my goals ahead. And if I never give myself any time to do that, that's not going to work. You have to have time. There physically has to be time for you to get these things done. All right. So I've done those things. So in my business, what are the things that I work on first? Obviously, if I have a wedding coming up and I need to order flowers, I need to finalize an invoice, and I'm 3 weeks out, that is my top priority. I need to get those flowers ordered. That is a priority. So if that is happening, that is a top priority. Next priority is emails. People who have contacted me who are inquiring. My second priority emails is following up with people who I've interacted with. My third priority is responding to customers who have booked me. And if there are those customers that are 3 weeks out and I'm finalizing the details, they go to the top of the list because that's kind of in the realm of finalizing to get everything ordered. So we go from prospects to going back and forth prospects. Then we go to, answering clients that are booked. And then if I'm circling back with really old prospects or, something along that lines and prospects, the same thing is for planners. I treat planners, even if I have worked with them a million times, like new prospects because they're coming back to me with a new client. And this is a brand new opportunity. So they get priority for me to respond to them. All right. Next priorities, like I feel like email in your inbox is often one that everybody shifts to the side, but it is super duper important. You your whole communication structure is email. And if you're having a really hard time with that, get some type of email management system. With the volume of emails I get, I don't need that. I like the personalized touch. I like knowing what's going on in my business. But if the volume of emails is tough for you, then do that. Then after that, obviously you need to get your weddings done. So if it is a wedding week, I would be making sure I'm getting my weddings done. If I have a lot of other things going on, then I need to hire help. So making sure that I have help booked out is definitely a priority. Lower on the totem pole priorities are things like redoing your logo, remaking another update on your website, redoing your brochure for the 10th time, streamlining those things and making sure that when you are actually executing an item, making sure you're executing it well. Like if you're going to make a brochure to share about your services, make sure it's solid and then stop fucking with it. Like make something good and then move on. Same thing with templates for your proposals. If you make one and it's a great proposal, use that as a template. I make sure that I have templated items for a lot of my common items like vases and tall Harlow stand centerpieces and things like that you're constantly producing so that I've streamlined that process to make it faster. In the mix of priorities with, making sure that you're communicating people, making sure that you're also getting your proposals, consultations done. I use a Calendly, which is a booking software. Then I'm not managing going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for booking an appointment. I manage it once a month. I go in and I fill the month in, and then every week I go in and I do a check. When I do the check, I'm just making sure things look good and that everything is kind of functioning well. Because if it isn't, then I'm going to get double booked or something. And then I have more of a hassle to clean up. So I take that like 5 minutes to just on my Sunday night prep, which I've done multiple episodes on. I just go in and I make sure that my Calendly is up to date with all the week's appointments and that I've, you know, preemptively when I map out my month, I've mapped out when I normally go to CrossFit. So that's automatically kind of built in there. But if for some reason there's a tweak to that and I don't have anything booked and, oh, I can't go that time, so I'm going to switch it to this time, totally fine. But I just have to make that adjustment and make sure it's up to date in case somebody books me for a consultation or for a coaching call. Then, after I've, really my top priority is obviously me, my family, my husband, then going to communication with customers and clients, then executing my weddings and making sure that I'm getting that done and moving forward because that's obviously the whole reason why is we want to make money delivering the wedding. Then after that, it's moving things around like any projects that you have, like an update to something, wanting to rework something. And then after that, I would say, cleaning, organizing the studio, looking for new inventory, things that sometimes you're just like, they're on your to do list, but you don't really ever do them because you've never made a pocket of time. So, one thing that I do is I pull a would be nice item off a week. My would be nice is I need to invoice the church that I delivered, which like it's $125, but it's $125. But I, have to go in and I manually make an invoice. Since it's a small amount, I always deprioritize those invoices. But the whole reason why we're here is to make money. And so I want to make sure that I'm getting that done. And so I pull one would be nice. And I know it seems lame to actually send an invoice on one of my would be nice, but sometimes my would be nice is to go in and organize my photos and videos in my phone. Sometimes it would be nice if I made a couple extra reels. Like, whatever your would be nice, picking one of those would be nice and then just prioritizing it. You know what? I'm going to work on my would be nice on Fridays. Or I like to segment days like Monday is marketing Monday. And so, like, you work on marketing tasks on Monday. On Tuesday, maybe it's admin Tuesday or whatever you want to pick with your schedule. Often you will be more successful in getting things done if you are batching that and then batching that to a day or just knowing that this is marketing Monday. I say the same thing with social media and content pillars. If you go in and just say, like, Monday is Meet Us Monday, and so it's just something about you or about your business. Tuesday is Tip Tuesday, and so you can give a wedding tip or a tip about taking care of flowers. Wednesday is Wedding Wednesday, so you literally share some of your wedding work. Friday could be Friday fun, and it could be sharing something fun about flowers. It could be sharing a fun thing that you created. It could be like something that you create weekly, whatever. Like, but when you stick to like theme days or batching kind of themed content days, your brain is already like, I'm going to be working on this. And you've set this mental expectation with yourself that it's almost like all you need to worry about now is just keeping the promises to yourself because you've already made a plan. What most people do is they make no plan. So you're just going in with no plan with this magically fucked to do list and then wondering why it never gets done. It's because you don't have a plan for the layers of your to-do list. Like I went through, like I always prioritize making sure my wedding in a few weeks is going to be ordered and taken care of. Then I need to make sure that I'm getting back to hot prospects. Then I need to make sure that like there's a hierarchy that if for some reason I often will work after the kids go to bed and, if it's 11:30 or midnight and I'm naturally a night owl, I'm like, I need to go to bed. I'm getting really tired. And so like I need to get these few things done. So I'm gonna bang out these emails to the hot prospects. I'm tomorrow going to reply to X these three other emails. And then you just have a system, you mark them with a star. My system for making sure I'm doing something the next day is texting myself or writing into my planner. And once you do, like, just catch that, like, to do, then you just know that, okay, yesterday I deprioritized that and today I need to reprioritize it. But having that little like fail safe system that I didn't get it done today, but like when does it need to be done by and understanding that often people hold themselves to too much pressure on that, like everything needs to be done today. And I did that forever with appointments. And I was so shocked when I changed to Calendly. People are booking like appointments 2 to 3 weeks out. And I always thought I need to fit everybody in this week. I would have like totally probably have juggled my schedule and tried to squeeze this person in. And they're okay with meeting 2 weeks from now because honestly, their wedding is next June. And so the world is not burning down, but I always felt it was like, this person wants to meet with me right away. So, like, even just taking that pressure off and letting somebody decide, I fill my whole calendar out for the month. They want to pick 3 weeks out I don't really care. Like, it's all going to work out. I always put in there for some reason something doesn't work because I honestly only have daytime appointments built into my Calendly. So somebody needs to email me and basically ask for me times. outside of that if they want to meet in the evenings or on a weekend. And I've done that twice in the last 6 months. So it's very few and far between. So I hope all of these little tidbits were helpful. I so appreciate you listening. And I hope that you next week can just take a couple of these little nuggets and you feel more productive and you feel like you are crushing it. Because you know what? You probably are. And if you aren't, and you're just like, my life is a shit show, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to prioritize, like everything feels heavy, you need the Floral CEO Mastermind. Not only are these girls in there like so helpful and so amazing and so supportive, and it's such a community. Like we have such great trainings. Tomorrow, our training is going to be on making base recipes to make estimates easier, to make doing proposals easier, to make ordering easier. And then, I mean, we do live coaching sessions every month. We did a candle session that we just went through, and I like shared all of my candle secrets, how much I charge for rentals, where I source them. We have discussions in Voxer, which is a walkie-talkie type app system that we can all talk to each other. And like, you're having a bad day, or you're wondering about this, or like, there's this one woman in the group that I just absolutely love. She sent a picture of her shop and was just like, oh my God, this is so much. And like, she is working so hard to build this business and she has all these orders. Like, the woman is crushing it. And I was just like, this is what success is, dear. Like, everything you wanted, your business is successful right now. Look at your shop. You are crushing it. You are making money as long as you are charging how we've talked about. Like, this is what success looks like. But like, sometimes you just need that person to tell you you're not like, holy shit, I'm overwhelmed. And like, is this worth it? Like, absolutely. Like, look at what you're doing. It's people just being proud of you. Like, I often will send a message and be like, I'm so proud of you, or oh my God, this is amazing. Like, someone's working on art bloom right now, and like it's just making the most beautiful things and sharing kind of play by plays. Like, it is such a close knit group because we spend a lot of time together. And I would love to invite you in. Go to thefloralhustle.com/mastermind, or send me a DM and we can connect to see if it's right for you, because I also want people in there who want to be the best version of themselves, who want to grow their business, not people who are like nothing has worked. I've done a million coaching programs, because you don't want to do the work. Like, I want to help you be successful and teach you what I have done to be successful. And I have an amazing business. I almost hit 350 this year, working part-time hours with my children a lot, being there for them, being the mother, being the human I want to be, out of my garage and living my best life. And you can do that too. You honestly can do that too. If you have the drive, I can teach you what to do play by play. So I would love to see you in the Floral CEO Mastermind. Thank you so much for listening, flower friends, and you have an amazing flower filled day.